sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Just go forward. So what do you need to do? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenixes that you are. Welcome. Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew David. This is Blake Newbar's Partner Program. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys being here each and every day. Now, we live in interesting times. We all know that. There's all sorts of crazy stuff going on still. Yesterday was, at least here in the US, maybe UK, it was National Mental Health Day. Was that here in the US? Or was that International Mental Health Day maybe? All over, US, Canada, UK, everywhere else, right? So National Mental Health Day, why is that important? I talk a lot about that. You know, when we talk about bettering yourself and you talk about becoming stronger mentally, mental health, we are right now we are above pre-pandemic times as far as mental health concerns go. When you look at certain statistics, it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 out of every 4 people have some type of mental issue. Now, decades ago, there were psychologists, there were therapists, there was everybody else around there, but we didn't know the breadth of things that did exist. And at the same time, I feel like there's a number of things that pop up now that don't necessarily need to be there, and plenty can be handled. Okay. With that said, if you are in a state where you feel like you could use a little bit of extra help, now's the time to search for it. And there isn't a better time than right now. It's not going to be tomorrow. You know, yesterday's already passed. So take a look. I told Max it was Mental Health Day. It didn't go well. Yeah. I'm just going to roll right past that, Hartley. Thank you. Guys, and I bring this up because, you know, it's interesting. Everywhere you look, with the onset of social media, we have things like, you know, people posting the negative stuff, struggles that they're having. Sometimes they're doing it for attention. Absolutely. Sometimes they're doing it as a cry for help. We have, I opened up Facebook today to see a friend of mine who has issues with addiction posting about 3 different friends he's lost in the last week. I had another friend that posted about an older couple that I grew up with. You know, I knew them from church. They taught like Sunday school when I was growing up. They were killed over the weekend in a car accident. I haven't spoken to them in, 25 years. So it's not like we were super close, but the point is there's always something negative you can see. You know, this whistleblower, the person that's talking about Facebook right now, is talking about how social media, they know that it affects our personal image. And we know that that's not any groundbreaking news. Social media, if you allow it, creates this dystopian view of what the world is, right? I'm not sitting on the beach every day if I post a picture from the beach, right? People aren't always, like, half the time you see someone posting a picture in front of a sports car, it's not even their car. Or you look at families, and most time people are posting these great pictures of families and family dinner. And today, for you Canadians, you're going to see probably, I'm guessing, great spreads of food and people talking about how grateful they are for their family. Meanwhile, just 2 days ago, they were bitching and moaning over the phone with one brother or sister about another one. And yet here we are. Guys, mental health is important because really one of the biggest reasons for me is that most of it is hidden. We don't know most of what's going on. And if we look at the numbers right now, we got 30 people on this call. If we play out the numbers, 7 or 8 of us are experiencing some type of mental health issue currently that would benefit from therapy. Okay. Now, I'm not going to ask by show of hands, but I know I'm not the only one on this call that has had therapy and has benefited from it. And guys, if you have, that's okay. And if you haven't, and you're in a spot where you need a little bit of help, then reach out for it. I want to give just a couple of things that I picked up as I was looking at this stuff. A couple of simple pointers, right? Depending on where you're at. All right. So to improve mental health, whether you're struggling with depression or frustration or anything else, or it's just you being you, here's a couple of basic things. Number 1, begin a daily wellness regimen. So easy to do. Scott posted a second ago, a 15-minute thing. I've talked about going for a walk. We talk about stretching for 7 minutes, 10 minutes, something in the morning. You could do yoga. You could ride your bike. You could go on a walk. You can, go do 100 floors on the Stairmaster like I'm doing. Guys, I don't care what it is, but do something daily. Losing weight is going to help you mentally. It will. It is a positive thing. Building muscle will help you mentally. It is a positive thing. The hormones that release are positive. You will sleep better. Sleeping better, having better health means less cortisol, less stress, less frustration. There's all sorts of different things. If your brain is suffering, start with your body. Great thing to do. So if you are not currently, think about adding something physical to your day. Number 2, get outside of your mind every day. Now, in this day and age, one of the things that I mean with that is get off of social media for a little bit. Get off for just a little bit each day. We had this awesome day this last week where Facebook, Instagram went down for like 8, 10, 12 hours or whatever. And it was like, hey, I don't have to worry about it. This is great. Guys, and I know a lot of you guys don't spend all day on social media, so that's awesome. But whether it's that, it's the stress that you have, it's something, find something that allows you to kind of escape. So prayer, scripture, church, yoga, meditation, a good fantasy book, going for a walk outside, turning off the computer, turning off your phone, leaving it for a few minutes and going and doing something else. Get out of your own head. How many of you guys have ever tried meditation and sat there and for the first kind of 5 minutes, you just freak out because you can't stop thinking about all of your problems? And so what ends up happening is you just don't keep at it. You do that a few times and you just go, oh, meditation won't work for me. That's because you're too accustomed to the drama. You're too accustomed to your brain working. We were out there with family this weekend. Well, anytime you get together with family, there's going to be some inevitable family conversation that isn't just low key and calm and peaceful, right? There were a couple of those this weekend. You realize that some people, and maybe this is you, some people are so accustomed to some type of drama, conflict, things not going right, and stress, that the moment that some of that stuff starts to shut off, they find a way to ignite it again. Now, some of you guys are like that, at least up in your brain. You may not fight with others, but you're fighting with yourself. You're arguing with yourself about something. I should have done this. I should have done this better. I should be in this situation right now. I can't believe I am in this situation right now. Over and over and over, all of these things just pile up. Meanwhile, you're smiling for the family and everybody thinks everything is awesome. Meditation can help. Find a way to get out of your own brain, whatever that takes. And if you're one of those people, like I was just talking about, that struggle with the meditation, do it more, because eventually you'll get to the point where you'll allow some of that to kind of go out, right? Michelle, shut off my brain. Yep, that's what, I don't know what you wrote. Maybe something else. Okay, next. Remove the unnecessary. Quit dealing with things that are just busy work, because a lot of you are doing that. A lot of us are doing it. Just stuff just to stay busy, right? Turn off the TV, get rid of some of the frustrations there, right? So remove the unnecessary. Next, assess your relationships, friends, family members, etc. I've talked about this over and over and over again. If you are the one, if there's no reciprocity there, if you're the one putting everything in, if there's nothing coming back to you, guys, take a look at your relationships. You don't have to cut them out and never talk to people again, but maybe limit the amount of time you have with people that are negative. This is for your mental health. This is for your happiness. This is for your life. Connected with that is checking in with people. So this is, in a way, in essence, stepping out of our mind as well, because we look for ways to serve, and that might be a text or a phone call. It may be an in-person conversation. It may be volunteering at church, or I know some of you work with youth or others. Find way, some of you have that as a goal. You want to get to a certain point so you can generate the revenue. In order to do that, start with it. Start volunteering now. And the last one, being willing to change and learn. Don't be so set in your ways that I'm now 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. I've been doing things so long that just, hey, that won't work for me. I'll try this, but I'm going to keep doing that. Stop. Right? Quit trying to be everything that you've always been. I talked about this on a different call a while ago, but this goes with reassessing your relationships, right? If you have friends or family members that you act a certain way every single time that you are with them, that they see you as that person, and you're no longer trying to be that person because you're growing and you're developing and you're becoming better and you're trying to eliminate some of this stuff, then time with them isn't going to help you. You've got to look at changing and learning and growing in every situation. Being willing to change and learn doesn't simply mean that when I get up in the morning and I've got my morning routine that I'm doing my reading and then I get back to the same bullshit that I've had throughout the rest of my day that has led me down that pathway. So I'm going to find ways to uplift all of the time. I'm going to look for things like these simple tasks, these little hints that I can apply each and every day. All right. When you guys come to these calls, I talk for 15, 20, 30 minutes sometimes, and a lot of it gets repeated. I get that. What you need to do is you need to come in and you need to look for the one nugget, the one thing that's going to help you out today, this week, this month. And maybe that's something for your business. Maybe it's something for a relationship. Maybe it's just something that day that you need to hear. But come in and go, look, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to listen with an open mind. I'm going to be willing to change. And if I say I'm going to do something, then I'm going to do it because for some reason, that moment, that call, something sparked in my subconscious, my spirit, my heart, my soul, whatever it was, something clicked that said, hey, Denise, James, Ermelinda, Nancy, Patricia, Ryan, Drake, everybody, hey, you need to do this today. This is something that's going to be good for you right now. If you feel one of those moments, then do it. Follow through. Because I can hop on here each day and say, hey, are you doing your challenge? How are you guys doing with this? And I can try and follow up with everybody, but the reality is I can't. It's up to you. It is totally in your hands. It's up to the man and the woman in the mirror and nobody else. You are the great catalyst in your life. It's just deciding that that's what you're going to do and you're going to live up to it. Okay, so spend some time thinking about your mental health. Are you in the right spot? If you need some help, if you need help finding therapy online, just send me a quick message. I'll find you some links if you want to do it that way. If you're in a spot where you've got friends or family members that may be affected in that way, then please reach out to them. But it is something important that we need to pay attention to. Yeah, I think at times certain approaches get overinflated, but it's real. So if you need help, reach out for it. If you feel that someone else needs it, reach out to them. And if you are partaking in this challenge right now, then keep moving. Because I promise you get yourself through this month, it'll help with your mental health as well. All right. On that note, appreciate you guys. Love you. Go out. Have an amazing day. I will talk with everybody tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Just go forward. So what do you need to do? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenixes that you are.